Imagine your CDKL5 child is skiing. Impossible? I thought so too at first, but no, because of the Dualski. I have the pleasure to introduce you to an exceptional physiotherapist from Switzerland. The Swiss CDKL5 Association has been working with its active motion organization since 2017. Every year in March we hold our CDKL5 skiing day in our beautiful Swiss mountains. Reini, thank you for telling us a little more about the Dualski.
Hi, thank you, Patrick. Hi, everybody. My name is Reini Linder, and as Patrick said, I'm a professional physiotherapist during the summer, and in the winter, I'm a professional ski instructor. And having specialized in adaptive skiing since more than 30 years. And about 20 years ago, I found the Dualski, which is a ski made in France by Pierre Tessier, and this rig actually helped me to introduce skiing to people, and especially children also with severe disabilities. So I guess that's what we are going to talk about in the next few minutes.
Thank you. My first question is, I'm an awake skier and I have decided to hit the slopes with my CDKL5 child. What preparations are necessary for a day with a Dualski?
Well, that's a good question, actually. What we usually do, we try to kind of look after the infrastructure in the skiing resort. So, you know, accessibility, toilets and stuff like that. So that's one of the points. Of course, we need the equipment. We need some data from the person who's going to ski with, so we can prepare the rig to make sure everything fits fine. And then we need someone who is able and skilled to guide the Dualski.
How does a day look like with the Dualski?
Yeah, it really depends on the people we are skiing with. But like, let's say for a first introduction, we explain, like if we have children, we explain them what's going to happen. We also explain it to the parents. Then we make sure the equipment fits. So we do the transfer. Maybe sometimes it needs a second person to do the transfer, looking for quite a simple spot. And then we also look to the abilities of the children, if they're able to move by them, to do some movements by themselves, so we can actually engage them to help while we ski. And of course, then we start with a slow, gentle slope and introduce the children to the new movement actually, and see what the reactions are, and then we can kind of progress during the day. Usually in the first time, it's like maybe just a try for maybe an hour or hour and a half. It really depends on the people. But later on, you can easily ski for a full day, making sure you take your breaks and just look after the people you're with and to their reactions. That's about yeah, what I can say.
So it's not only something about mountains, so it's something more. We have to prepare it. Where and how is it possible to ski with a Dualski? Well,
it's actually there's actually no limits almost. It all depends on your skills or on the skill of the guide as well, and that's the good part about the Dualski. You can actually kind of slide and slow it down as much as you want, and it's very similar to the stand-up skiing actually. So there's hardly any limits at all. maybe it depends a bit on the transportation possibility, but you can use T-bars, and you can also use chairlifts. I think it's good to start on the easy slope and then slowly go and progress and go somewhere else. But there's really not a limit. Even in the powder, if you're getting skilled as a guide, you can even ski powder, and that's a really great feeling then.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Describe us how you experience the children and their family during a day with the Dualski.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that can be very different too. So I guess if you come and show up for the first time, there's always you know, bit of maybe some well, anxious. They feel anxious maybe, and then you don't really know what's going to happen, what's coming up to you. So just make sure you giving everybody a good feeling and confidence, and then usually then it becomes a very, very great day. If the children like it, then there's emotions you can't really, well, it's just giving you kind of a chicken skin, you know, it's real, or goose skin, I guess you would say in English, but it's just, you see so many happy faces, and maybe families, they realize that they can go and do something all together, especially if they come with brothers and sisters, and all of a sudden the whole family is on the slope, and it still gives me a great feedback and a feeling even after all these years, and see the smiles or the reactions from families and the children in the ski, and experiencing a completely new feeling. And I mean, it's open up your space of movement. Usually you stay in a wheelchair. In winter it's very hard to get around, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a ski, and you can explore a whole mountain, and that's I guess it's a fantastic way to do a family activity.
I had tears in my eyes when it was the first time with Michel on the slopes.
Yeah, it still happens to me. Once in a while too. Yeah.
Are there no-goes for a day with the Dualski?
Well, personally, for me, a no-go, or maybe something to maybe kind of stop it, would be if I see negative emotions from the children. If I realize they're not ready yet, or they may not having a good day, or for some reason they might be scared. So if I see some reactions with the children, I would stop right away, or if they would not agree with something. So that's kind of, for me, the most important one. And then, of course, if the Dualski would be guided by person who are not skilled, or who are not formed for it, so that's not really a good way, because you still ski as a tandem, and the person sitting in the front really depends on the person behind, and it has to be a great confidence in between, and that's very important. So that's about, for me, the only no-goes, actually. Yeah. And well, of course, if there would be a medical reason, like you could not, but that's something you actually should decide and work out in the beginning, even before you start to go onto the slope.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Reini, for your explanations and your great work for the benefit of our children. Finally, we show you some video sequences about our day, our skiing day in our ski slopes in Switzerland. We hope you will enjoy it, and see you in the mountains.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the possibilities where you can actually ski. We haven't talked about that, but if you want to kind of go and try it out, so it will be possible to. There's some ski schools having specialized on adaptive skiing as well. So some of the ski schools, they have equipment in the ski resort, and you can actually go there, get education or rent equipment. There's also camps, and of course there's like organizations like yours organizing skiing days, just introducing it to families and children, and which is very good. And I guess you're going to talk about your special skiing day again in March. Usually you organize it.